Hello again, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome to my little part of the internet for another real Gwent match. So I'm playing Scoia'tael and my opponent Gareth is playing Nilfgaard. Now the reason is because the last two episodes I managed to win a Scoia'tael, so I'm getting pretty cocky with Scoia'tael. Only takes 2 wins to do so. And now I want to test it against the big boys, the Nilfgaard. They're really strong deck. So I'm using the leader ability, which gives me 1 extra card at the start of battle, and he's using the leader ability, which lets him draw 1 card out of my discard pile, which is the one he always chooses, the best one, because it not only lets him draw 1 out, it draws it into his hand, and then he can play it later a turn. So basically it's a 2-turn user, and the fact is, wasting turns is good in this game. Having a card advantage is very important, because then you can waste turns. And it's about making the opponent play all their good cards until they don't want to play any more cards because they want to save them for next round. And so a leader ability which takes 2 turns up is a lot better than a leader ability that only takes 1. My leader ability here doesn't take any turns up, so it's actually a negative in that respect, which I never actually considered before now. It's actually a negative in that I don't get to use it, although it is offset by the fact that I get 1 card straight away. So. Okay, starting with spies. Now, Scoia'tael don't have any spies apart from the neutral, so it's unlikely I've got one. Another classic of Nilfgaard is they have a lot of 10 strength normal minions which they magic out or decoy or stuff like that, generally. So a very early dandelion from me. Because he's played 1 spy, I'm just going to try and show a hand of strength or make him use the biting frost or something to try and make him pass or use something very powerful early on. Okay, so I'm getting pretty high on the strength and I'm feeling pretty good about it. He's trying to catch up with me and he's doing a pretty good job. So I could have put down a 10 strength hero, but I decided to save that for the next round and put down my smugglers, which would be buffed to 30. So I'm really ahead in strength now, and we'll discuss whether this works later. It definitely is a show of strength, like I said, but like I said, he's got 10 cards left and I've only got 7, so. So at this point, I'm not going to place any more cards down. And I think my opponent knows that. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. So he chooses this option, this opportunity to play his high strength spy, which is very clever. It's 9 doubled to 18. So he knows he's not going to try and win this round. So he chooses to put down his spies now, so it won't give me strength the next round. And I've actually passed. So my main concern is that he's got a biting frost. That's pretty much my only concern at the moment. If he starts playing cards, that's excellent for me because he's wasting loads and loads of cards to do so. So I didn't play many cards there, I played about 3 or 4. But it's 3 or 4 powerful cards. So yeah, so he gave up. Now I really wanted to win that one, not just because it's good to win, but because I played my dandelion. I wanted to try and keep that, and I wanted to go first so that I could medic him out if I needed to. Now I had a hard choice here. I chose to do the spy instead. Now it was either medic out the spy or medic out the dandelion. Now it took me a while, but I figured I didn't have enough cards worth pulling the dandelion out, but I did want my opponent not to do it, because he's going to pull something out with his hero ability later down the line, and it was going to be a spy or dandelion. They're the 2 cards which are contested, should we say. So I accidentally stuck Jennifer Vengerberg on the wrong row. It's not corrected throughout this video, but it doesn't matter because she's a hero. So she can't get buffed or nerfed anyway. It would matter if you put a dragon down. That's the only way it would matter, because then it counts the strength of your front row. It's not a big deal. Okay, so I'm placing my heroes down. These are all good. I've got to just try and see what he's going for, see if he's got any weather effects or anything like that I've got to force him to play down. So if you bought the collector's edition of The Witcher 3, you got some real Gwent cards to actually play with, official ones. Only 2 decks, and they only ever made 2 decks, and that was Nilfgaard and Northern Realms. But the Nilfgaard had changed, well, both had changes, and I don't know if these changes were post or pre-production of the game's Gwent, because that card he put down there, the Emissary, Young Emissary, that is a spy now. In the official one, it was a spy, and you have 2 of them in a deck. So Nilfgaard went up from 3 spies to 5, and I already think they've got massive amount of spies, because they're the only deck that has a massive amount of medics as well as spies. So Nilfgaard can use approximately 7 spies in an average game if they get lucky and draw all their spies, which is pretty easy when you start drawing cards. But with 5, it'd just be absurd. So we don't want to really change ours to the official, because some of their balance choices seem strange, just not balanced at all. I'll go into that more during the actual discussion videos, which I'll hopefully be doing this week. So I'm running very low on cards. He's still got 8 cards. Are you joking, man? Are you serious? 8 cards. Okay, so he's scorching my dragon. That's fair enough. So I made a little mistake earlier. I put down my weather card before I scorched. I could have scorched 2, and that was really annoying when I played that. But I'd already let go of the card. So I'm forced to put down that card just because I'm running low on cards. So I really need to win this one. And to be fair, there's not much else I can do at this point. Now in theory, my hope was that he did not have a clear weather. A clear weather would make me lose, and then I would lose the next round because I would draw, and he's got 6 cards. But he's got a lot to work with. I found that he always hoards his really good medic abilities until the end, and then pops them all out at the last minute. And this is what's happening. And he did have a clear weather, so that was like the worst thing I could do. I couldn't save my my weather effects because I ran out of cards. This is where card advantage becomes so important. Nilfgaard is the excellent deck to try and waste cards, make your opponent waste cards. He hasn't even used his hero ability, which basically effectively wastes 2 turns, and you get a good card in the process as well. Possibly a spy, so you get like another 2 cards. It's very good one. Okay, same thing. I've got no cards apart from Biting Frost. As soon as he plays that, I know I've got no chance. So I give in. So the main thing, I've lost this quite a bit there towards the end. He had such a card advantage, and that's always going to be the case, I feel, unless he gets an unlucky hand. However, the question is, did I play the first round too harshly? I ended up leading with a 90 strength lead. Was putting down the smugglers the correct choice, considering I took the lead so far, where I could have just put down 10 and then not taken the lead as much, but still would have had the smugglers left and maybe pulled out the dandelion round 2 instead. It's possible he didn't have any weather effects that could have beat me. He did have Scorch, so he could have scorched my 10, and he would have done if I'd have done that. If I hadn't have dandelion them though, he would have still scorched the dragon, which would have been fine. But at this point I'm just playing the theory fighter. Maybe I went a bit too hard on the first round, but that is Gwent. Thanks for watching, guys.